Hi, welcome to My Product Developer, where we help inventors go from an idea on a napkin to a marketable product. What you're about to jump into is what we call a rapid prototyping session, where Brandon, our chief engineer, and a man named Luke are coming together to build a brand new style of home gym equipment. This is a really exciting project. Take a look.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
not a problem at all. How's it going?
Oh, doing all right. I don't know anything about computers or anything like that, so it's just a real
That
pain.
that's okay. You're not the first one to have an issue with it, I promise. All right. Well, I always like to start off by getting to know who I'm talking to. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, uh I live in Long Beach, California. I'm a truck driver. I've been doing it for about 8 years or so. Um, I used to live in Sacramento, grew up in Sacramento, California, and then came out here and been working out here for the last 8 years, and that's really about it. But not much. Uh, but just working on some yeah, just trying to just work on things and stuff. So,
Are you still a truck
but
driver?
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it sounds like our mutual friend Tim connected us.
yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
I've
so
no,
tell me about your project here.
okay, what it is it's a weight system, an exercise piece of equipment, and pretty much what it is it's if you have bench press or something like that, the weights are on the edge of the bench press, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what it is basically is it's free weights, but the weights will be sitting on the ground next to the person. So when you bench press, or you do squats, or you do deadlifts, whatever you're doing, the weights start from the ground. So when you stand up, if something gives out or anything like that, the weights would hit the ground before the bar would hit you. And so I was going to try to show you. I can try to share it with you if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and this is just a real, okay, can you see that? Oh, I like,
Not really. I see the menu at the top.
interesting. I clicked shared and okay, it did something
There we
weird to my
go. Now
screen.
it's coming through. Oh yeah,
Do you see this? Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, so this is just a real rough idea of what it is.
Right.
And can you see my cursor by chance?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just, like I said, a real rough idea. These are the weights right here. And then the system, they'd stay within this area. And then the weights would just go straight up and down no matter what you did. So if the bar gave out or if this broke off, the weights would just come down first, or the bar would just fly through the air. You wouldn't be crushed by the weights. It'd be impossible to be uh and pretty much I want it to where I was hoping to have something where this bar could adjust all the way up to where you're above your head or all the way down below your knees. So you could do squats or you could do, so basically in a studio apartment, you could lift 1,000 pounds if you wanted to. And there could be all kinds of variations of sizes. It could be real small. This bar could come off and stand up in between these and you could slide these together. So it hardly takes up any room but just this is
Right.
just a real rough idea. I would imagine for something like this, the bar in the middle would have to be pretty strong because the
Yeah. I
weight's
mean,
of the.
right. I mean, a standard bar is designed to withstand significant amount of weight. I don't think you'd have to change that.
Okay.
Right. I think it's a
Yeah.
really interesting idea for sure. Um,
Yeah. I was thinking of because you can have a machine at the house with cables and all that stuff, but they're huge and they're going to take up a lot of space. And something like this, you could lift more weight in a way smaller area. But it could be a compact size.
oh,
It
so
could be some.
are you basically like you would have a pin in there, right? And then you can choose how many weights you want to go up and down. Is that the idea?
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But anything like that where either the weights, either that or this whole thing could, or they could rotate forward, you could pull the weights out from the bottom down here, But yeah, or a pin where if there's a way to do that to where, let's say the set weight is, let's say you got 100 pounds on 200 pound set on each side, um,
Right.
and a pin would adjust that. The key is, I think, for this is what would make it valuable is if this bar here in the middle could go past your head. So if you were to raise it all the way to the top, you could do chin ups on it. You could do chin ups because the weight down here would be holding everything. It'd be like a strong base, right? Um, but there's so many variables. I don't even, as far as it even being on something where there's like something could rotate, I don't even know if that would be even worthwhile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
not
just
sure that I understand the rotation part that you're clicking on there.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
this is just yeah, this is just like so this is, let's say this is where the weights are sitting inside of this right here. So this is the weight,
mhm.
let's say, so this part right here is the weight, this all right here on the top, and it goes down inside this chamber. And this when you raise it, just this inside part comes up and this part stays here. So this is the outside, and then that's the white part right there. That's the edge of the weight. Like if it's an Olympic weight. It wouldn't have to be an Olympic weight, but I'm just, if it was an Olympic weight or something. So they'd be
Is your
inside this.
goal to create a new style of weight and machine, or is this to adapt to what's already on the market? What direction are you trying to go?
What I'm trying to do is create something where you can lift as much weight as you want, doing any
Hmm.
exercise, doing any exercise you want without a spotter. So basically what it is you can lift as much weight as you want in a small space, and you can lift as much as an Olympic lifter if you want to. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, most people wouldn't do that, right? They wouldn't be lifting, they'd probably be, soccer moms or something like that in their home, but it could be a smaller setup. It wouldn't have to be just giant weights on the sides, depending on the model you had or something like that. But this is so like if somebody, a lady in her house or a guy in his little apartment wanted to bench press without having to worry about spotting, he could bench press if he could 500 pounds, and he wouldn't have to worry about a spotter because the weights would touch the ground before the bar would ever touch him.
do you like the way that a Smith machine works, where you have stability from the machine as well as do you want to have stability as well as the what am I trying to say? Because right now, if you have the weights way below the bar, then you might have a swinging moment. I don't know if that'll
Yeah,
become an issue or not.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like, so the cylinder right here, the silver part. So
Right,
let's say this weights came over the top of that. So let's say this goes up higher. Let's say these aren't here, and this part right here somehow goes way up, or you can add sections to it. So let's say this is the first section. So you have another section. So if you want to go higher, you would have something you could add to it, right? So you could have this block. You could add blocks as you want to go higher. Um, so the weights would stay on this axis. They wouldn't be able to they'd be around this right here. This would be the outside cylinder, this part out here, if I'm saying that correctly. These are the weights,
right.
and then this part in the middle would go up. How you could do that without the bar coming in, being able to take the bar in and out of this section, I don't know. Um, and like I said, this is a real rough idea.
I
So
think
the
what you've
weights,
come up here is ingenious. Like honestly, I think there's a lot of potential. I think this could revolutionize the home gym.
that's what I was thinking. Then the bar, you could stand this up. If you see, if you could remove the bar, then you could stand this bar straight up, and you could slide these together, and then, but the weights could be, they don't have to be Olympic sized weights. This is just trying to, like, if a
Are
45
the
pound weight.
45-pound plates the way you're considering Olympic weight? Is that Olympic? Is the
Yeah.
45-pound plates? Okay.
Yeah. So, but if it was commercially made, it could be, you could have, it doesn't even have to be cylinders. It's just something where it's on something to where when you're lifting it, it's gonna stay on there. And
Yeah.
so, but
This
this
is
doesn't even have the features.
Yeah, I mean, this is my thought. I'm not sure if you want to only have 45-pound weights or how you want to do this, but
No, no.
basically, um, I think the framework that you've come up with here is really genius. I think we can add some ideas to it to make it
Oh yeah,
easier
yeah,
to manufacture and
yeah.
also more usable. Because what I would do if is okay, here's what we want to have basically a rack of weights that sits underneath the bar instead of off to the side. Because we're
Yeah,
stacking them, we're more efficient with our space, but also we have a safer system, right?
yeah,
So
yep.
what we can do is create a plate that sits between each plate, essentially.
Okay.
So you could load up, you could build the stack however you wanted.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what this. Yeah. Okay.
standard stack. And then between each stack of plates, there would be like a special piece that goes in the middle that has a pin that locks into a shaft. So there's a shaft that runs all the way through the center of. So you're just taking standard plates. So if you
Okay.
already had weights, so you can purchase these. So the manufacturing becomes easier because they're not having to manufacture their own weights.
Okay.
You can work with standardized components, and we're just basically building this vertical stack system.
Okay.
I don't, as far as the bar goes, we don't really have to do anything. We can just use a standard bar. I don't think we have to modify that.
Okay.
Uh, we would just be designing these cylinders to be changeable. So just like when you go to a cable system and you pull out a pin and you drop it in, it'd be the
Right.
same type of setup, but you're now doing that with these weights. And then I'm trying to figure out how to get the smaller increment weights. You might have a separate custom, like you might only stack 45 weights, and then you'd have like maybe one 10-pound weight and one 25-pound weight and a 5-pound weight and a 2-pound weight for each side. And they're just like used, and you just slide them over, right?
Okay.
So that way, instead of having to stack a bunch of weights, you'd only stack the intermediate weights, and then you could have any size you want, and then you just place the pin where so you either want one plate, you either want 0 plates and like
Yeah.
25 pounds, or you go to the first, you get 45 pounds, or you want two 45 pounds and a 20. You know, see what I'm saying? So then you can make a
Yeah.
combination really fast, and by
Yeah.
stacking them, it's just genius. I mean, I can't believe no one's done this before.
Well, I don't. I've seen people do things similar to this, but not intentionally. They just did it they were like in the backyard putting weights on stuff, like picking chains, using chains and stuff to pick up weights.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like a system of any sort. So I don't think it's out there.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I'm not like a gym rat. I've spent my time at the gym, but
Okay.
but yeah, I
Great.
mean, like, so I'm familiar with gym equipment. What you'd see at a gym or what you'd see. I was also in the military, so all that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I mean, this really seems genius. As far as the extending part, you could make it so when you pull the pin out, there'd be a shaft inside of a shaft, right? So you have like a
Okay.
telescoping pole. And if you're using solid steel, it doesn't have to be that big to get really strong really fast. So, like,
Right. Right.
I think I don't know what the standard diameter on weights are off the top of my head. I think it's around 2.5 inches, if I had to guess, maybe 2 inches. So if you had like
Yeah.
quarter inch, so that leaves you an inch and a half in the center. So you can have a telescoping tube in the center as well. So then you could pull the pin out, raise it up. Right, you're only lifting up the side with the bar in it,
Okay.
and then you put that pin back in, and now you have what you're talking about, where you can hang off the bar, or you can have something, at a much higher level. The
Yeah, because I
only
was figuring it. Yeah,
Yeah, so if you wanted to have now,
shoulder press or something.
right, yeah, you could do shoulder press, or you can make it into a pull-up bar. We have to look at the dimensions to see how, you want to have probably a good 6 or 8 inches of overlap on something like that, uh,
Okay.
minimum, because you can't go end to end and worry about it popping out, or you don't want it to start wiggling back and forth. So those
Yeah.
those are things, you want it to feel relatively sturdy. So my biggest concern with this is you don't want anything to swing or sway, but if half the weights stay on the ground, and you have like kind of like a Smith style system where the bottom half weights that are not being lifted are actually stopping everything else from swinging. You don't have to hold anything down. You don't have to have any kind of weight. The only time it would become an issue is if you actually wanted to pick up 100% of the weights. Then I think you might have issues with swinging. But I don't think
Okay.
many people would be in that position. Or you can just set the first one, or you can just design it so that you can actually pick up the full set. So you'd at least have 45 pounds that's if they stay on the ground, so it never actually swings. It might slide, but it's
Well,
not going to swing.
yeah. Well, like this here, like I put these on the edges here. And those don't even have to be there. We could have something that's totally so it could be actually where this part here flares out at the bottom. So this outside cylinder actually never moves. It's like basically it's like a bucket out on the ground.
Hmm.
And it would never, even if you pick the weights up in the cylinder, they'd have to come down because, the center of the axis here, there's no way they could ever slide out unless the whole thing, I mean, unless somebody's taking the machine, pulling it back and forth, rocking it.
Right.
Um, but so, I mean, this whole part here, these little side, I just put those on there, but they don't have to be there, obviously.
Hmm.
And I was thinking too, there could be different models where you might get somebody would, instead of adding weights when you buy it, maybe the weights already come in it. So you buy like a 150-pound model for a lady, and then the guy wants to buy the big model for 250 pounds, or depending on what
Yeah.
you're something like
Well,
that. I don't know.
one of the biggest costs you're going to have as a business model is logistics, because shipping heavy stuff is expensive,
Okay.
right? So if you
Hmm.
can find a way to like let them pick up the weights at the local, you know, sports store,
Yeah.
then you're shipping a lot of stuff. Now you can definitely include a starter pack and have stuff like that. I'm gonna guess you're looking at over $100, probably $200-300 to ship this to somebody's house.
With
So
the weights or without weights?
with the weights, I mean,
With
I don't
weights.
know,
Okay.
like per se. I was just speaking with another company. Their shipping cost is car parts, right? They're shipping car parts, like the off-road stuff,
Oh,
and they
okay.
were saying
Yeah.
they're 40. They said they're about 40 to 100 pounds shipments. They're averaging $150 a shipment.
Oh, with only 40 pounds.
Yeah, they're only 40 pounds. So
Yeah.
logistically, this becomes something you want to think about early on. Is like,
Okay.
if you have to add $1,000 to ship these products, all of a sudden it's really hard to make a profit, right? So if
Yeah.
we can
Yeah. No,
use the standardized weight, and they can pick that up themselves, and it's like this is the starter kit. And I think for most people, 145, well, like maybe 245s is like pretty significant. But if like somebody wants to be a bodybuilder and they want to carry 545s on each side or whatever, then they just go to not Home Depot. They go to their sporting goods store, and they can buy
sure.
those plates there, and you're not having to pay the shipping. Now you might find a logistical way to do that, and it might make sense for you to bring that in house and form a partnership and everything, and then you have that option. Or you might say, hey, Brandon, I don't want anyone to be able to buy weights from anybody other than me for this. and I want it to be like a proprietary design that only our products work on, we can do that too. But those are the two
Y-
directions. Is like, do we try to make this universal to work with existing equipment, which is much easier to bring into the marketplace?
Yeah, let's do
Or do we
that.
want?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think that I totally understand. It makes total sense. Yeah, yeah. That way,
all right.
people would be more out to want to get in stuff too. So
Yeah, I think you really are honest on here. I'm not just saying that either, because
no, I
um,
appreciate that.
yeah. But so Tim and I came with an agreement. This is the first of its kind for me doing something like this,
Okay.
where we just give somebody a session essentially.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
he,
Okay.
did he explain to you the terms here or the expectations here with this?
Yeah, he had said something about donating donating to something donating to something.
Yeah. So basically, we're both doing some research on each other, essentially seeing how we fit together,
Okay.
and creating marketing material. So the agreement that we came up with is, um, normally I charge $925 for one of these sessions,
Mm-hmm.
um, and and the idea is I'm going to waive that fee, but I can use this session, the whole recording, as marketing material. Is that something you'd be okay with?
Oh, you mean it for your business or
Yeah, for my business and
oh.
share with Tim as well. But yeah, basically I would have free range to turn around and put this on social media or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
so somebody could see your idea. I mean, but at the same time, like I said, normally we're charging $925 for 2.5 hours of our time. But
Yeah.
like I said, we're gonna take that cost off 100%, and we're just gonna use this for media, and that's basically the exchange that we're asking for.
Okay, well he was wanting me to give money though still to
Oh,
something. Yeah, did you know about that or
no, you can work that out with him. That's cool that
okay.
he's using it as a way to. I think that's awesome. He's making a charity
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll
so
talk to him
I
about
don't
it.
know how he wants to handle that portion. Also, I think Tim will sit in on the process. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna invite him to it,
Okay,
so we
yeah.
can see how that works as well. And then, yeah, if you guys want to work out a donation to something, then that's awesome.
Okay.
But I'm not part of that part of it. I just want to make sure you're okay. Up front, everything's clean and clear. And
No, I
so
appreciate it.
yeah, the next step here would be that we'll schedule a 3 hour session or a 2.5 hour session,
Okay.
um, and we'll model this right there in front of you with you, in the meeting, and we'll collaborate through the whole process. And that's basically unique to us. And that's why we want to document this pattern. So let's go ahead. I'm just well. Did he say uh, what type of donation it was going to be?
I thought it was I'm not exactly reach out and find out. You could ask him. It had something to do with I think it was giver marketing though. I'm not positive on that, which
Oh,
is
okay.
his company, I believe, right?
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a
But
really cool thing he's doing. I have to find a way. So my next available is gonna be Wednesday. It's gonna be Wednesday. What time zone are you in?
I'm in the Pacific time. I'm in California.
Okay. So that's right.
Let
You
me
said
look at my
California.
calendar here.
Oh,
See if I can.
so right now it's 2 o'clock there, right?
Right now it is 2:25.
Right.
2:25. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a 8 a.m. on Wednesday or a 2 p.m. on Wednesday. If you want to do either one of those sessions, we can do it then.
Okay. Yeah. If we could do the two.
Yeah.
Are you talking about next Wednesday or?
Yeah, the Wednesday the 20th.
Okay. So, um, I might not, usually I'm back on Tuesday morning from work, but sometimes I'm not back till, Wednesday. So I could just
Okay.
reach out to you, I guess, if I'm not gonna make it back
Well,
in
let's
town in
not
time.
schedule it if you're not sure you can make it, because
Okay,
there's somebody else that will take those step slot.
okay.
Um, we can
But-
go the following week. The following week is
Okay,
still pretty much completely open. So, is there any
Thursday?
day of the week that works better for you than others?
Yeah, Thursday is my best day,
Okay, we
just to
can
be
do a
safe.
Thursday morning. Oh wait,
Okay.
actually, no, we can't. What's this? No, I
Or
can't do
Friday's fine
Thursday morning.
too.
Okay, we can do a Friday.
Okay.
I just realized somebody's already scheduled that day.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh wait, no.
Uh,
That's Wednesday that's scheduled. Thursday's still available. I don't know what I'm doing. It's the end of the week.
uh,
Yeah, no, Thursday I can. This is actually this project's done. I can just end this. I have some time blocked away for a project I've already finished. Okay, so we can do Thursday at 2 o'clock your time. No, we do Thursday at 10 o'clock your time.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. Um, yeah, 28th, right?
Yes.
Okay, March 20th, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Okay, my time. Okay. And
Just
oh, I was
looking.
going to ask you real quick.
Yep.
So if you are going to be using it for social media and stuff like that, how do we protect against like because I don't have a patent on anything right
Right.
now.
So that's the thing is like there won't be any protection. That's the I guess
Okay.
the trade-off there is like most. So here's what I will say though. One, I'm not a huge company, but mostly um, the in my professional opinion, there's always risk involved with each direction, but the risk of marketing early has much more positive potential than negative potential, right? Like if there's a
Okay.
better chance you'll get followers and investors involved, and someone's going to rip off your idea. So
Oh, interesting.
what I
Okay.
tend to see is people protect their ideas into the grave. And once you start to work with somebody like Tim, you're going to realize that there's far more energy involved with getting yourself known than there is in protecting yourself. So the whole
Okay.
name of the game is to get out there as early and as fast as possible. Now, there are inherent risks with that. Like somebody could come along and they could take your idea,
Hmm.
um, and there's really not a whole lot we can do about that. You could talk to a lawyer. Well, I mean, you could do like a non-provisional patent if you wanted to. No, provisional patent. I apologize. I'm not a lawyer. Cannot give legal advice. But a provisional, a not, no, hold on. Let me get it right. A provisional patent is only about $100 to file, and you can just write up a description and file it with the U.S. Patent Office. I've never done this. I typically would hire someone to do this, but you can
Okay.
do it. It gives you 1 year of protection, and that gives you 1 year time period to file your non-provisional, which is what most people think of as a patent. It lasts about 18 years. Any patent you have, um, like it's only as strong as the way it's written, and it's only as strong as the defense you have for it. So, like, just because you have a patent does not stop somebody from using your idea. It gives you the right to protect your idea. Does that make sense?
I
It's
see. Okay.
it's like I can put windows in, like I can close my house, right? But somebody can still walk in the front door, but now I have the right to defend myself, essentially,
Yeah.
right? Like
Okay.
you're not stopping somebody from walking to the front door. You're giving yourself the authority to defend yourself if somebody does. They already know they're not
Yeah.
supposed to go to the front door. And if they do, now they can take action. But it's still your responsibility to take that action. There's not a police department essentially that's going to come and take them out. You're going to have to hire the
R-
attorney. prosecute, go through the whole court system, and then a lot of times you can win those, but it's not easy. So, but it is a deterrent because now there's a front door.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's basically what you're doing. There's no way to really lock that door, though.
Yeah, and I would imagine if a mega $1 million company wanted to take it, they pretty much could. There's not much I would be able to really
Well,
do
that's the
about it.
thing.
So
And like, even if somebody doesn't break your patent, they can take another idea from it and make a similar version. Like, you have the Bowflex weights, right? And then there's other
yeah,
versions of that too that exist. Bowflex has taken some legal precaution to protect their ideas, but like, you can look at pretty much any piece of work equipment, and there's different brands using very similar designs. So they might not be the
sure.
exact same, but somebody can still go around it and take it. It's not. So that's the thing. And then there's China, and it's very hard to actually protect
Oh,
yourself.
yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
but
Okay.
so I just tell people to go on the offensive side, use somebody like Tim, brand yourself really well, and then people are buying from you not because you're the only person on there, but because they know, like, and trust you, and you're the best option for them. You're the highest value because you're a brand. Like, people buy Apple computers, even though they're the most expensive computers on the market all day long, because they
Yeah.
have brand recognition. People are in love with Apple products.
Yeah, that's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Um,
Do you have any idea, just as far as off the top of your head, what it would take to manufacture just one of these things? Just any idea? We're trying to couple thousands, or
yeah, so it's typically more difficult to manufacture something out of metal than plastic. So we'd send it
Mhm.
out a quote, and just to get the quote back can take a couple of weeks, sometimes over a month, and
Okay.
then somebody will manufacture. It also depends upon, like, if we're shopping prices or we just pick someone that's fast and close, but it can get expensive that way.
Okay.
Uh, and also, like, depending on how many off the shelf parts, it might just be buying pieces of steel and putting a weld around it, and like welding on a plate and putting some holes through it. Like, it could be something, like, I'm trying to find a way to make it simple so there's
Yeah.
not a huge manufacturing cost, but it's hard to say before I know what we're trying to manufacture. But yeah,
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
say typically our prototypes that are full size. Well, normally we start at a small scale, so we make a mock-up that's like a desktop version, basically, that we can 3D
Oh.
print, turn that
Mhm.
around really fast, make iterations on it really fast, make sure, um, yeah, it gives us the ability to just iterate really quickly. And then once we get the kinks worked out of that, then we can look at, okay, what does it cost to make this in metal at full size and test to make sure it meets all the functionality.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
what's
Okay.
your, oh, no, your email's not popping up here. Let me pull this.
Okay. I can give,
I'm gonna send you this
if-
email in a second, but it's not populating like it normally does.
I can tell you real quick. It's lukecolas16 @gmail.com, and it's
Luke
COLAS. Yeah. Colas
COLAS
AS 16.
16
Yeah. @gmail.com.
at gmail.com. There we are.
Yeah.
Make it zoomy. That's done. And then I'm gonna invite Tim.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, do you let's see here? I think I'm working with a bunch of Tims right now. It's Tim Morgan.
Oh.
I literally just met with another marketing guy named Tim today.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And I'm also working with two marketing guys named Joel at the same time.
Oh, interesting. Tim's and Joel's,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it's just happened.
Oh, that's funny.
If I can't find his email. Oh, that's not.
Oh, Tim Morgan? Let's see. See if
Let's see if I must have it. Let's see if I try. Let's see if the auto populate will work.
I
Tim.
can, let's see.
He's not populating. I don't know.
See if I got one of his emails in here I can find for you. I must have deleted them all.
I'm gonna have one here. I just gotta search. One of
Okay.
my databases is gonna have it.
Oh, okay.
Gee, this really is another Tim that's in marketing came up. There he is.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. No, that doesn't. How does he not? He's dodging. Oh, his emails are not in the invites. I don't understand how he's getting in these invites. It's really, really bizarre. There's got to be one. Tim Morgan.
See if I can find it. I'll see if you see.
Hey, maybe he's under. Oh, probably he's under Timothy. That's probably why.
Oh, he might have it under that. Yeah. Let's see. Um, let's see if I can. Let's go if I can. Let's see if I can find it. Oh no, no. And I can't believe I don't
Oh,
have
I
any of it.
think it's because we have a mutual friend that always sets up our.
Oh, okay. Me.
I think that's why I don't have email for him. But that's still really bizarre. Let's try one more
Yeah.
database.
Let me see if I can find it. Tim.
I've met with him like 3 or 4 times now, and
Oh,
it's
have you?
really
Okay.
yeah. That's why I'm really surprised.
Let's see.
But he's not.
Okay.
Uh,
Here it is. Oh no, I got a no reply though. I got a non-reply.
you must have it under something that doesn't have his name in it. His name must not be in the address, because otherwise it would pop up in one of my systems.
Okay, here it is. I think I got it.
Okay.
It's Timothy. It's
Oh, is it
Timothy.
at Max? No, that's not him.
No, at givermarketing.com.
That's it. Yep.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like it. I give him. That's his company marketing.
Because I got another one's
Yeah.
from.
There he is. He
Okay.
populated.
Oh, okay.
Geez, that was
Okay.
easy enough. I'm gonna invite his one of his colleagues, Joel, as well, if you don't mind. So it'll be a very occupied meeting.
Okay.
It'll probably just be their bots watching us, like their the reporters,
Okay.
and they probably I don't know. We'll see if they pop in or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Tim for almost 40 years, so
Oh wow, that's awesome.
yeah, we've known each other a long time.
Cool. Well, I just sent you that calendar invite
Okay.
for Thursday the 28th, and then
Okay, let's see. Watch it now. Okay, available on demand. Is that it? The available on demand? Zoom.
I'm
Oh,
not
that's
sure
not it.
what that
Okay,
is.
that's
It
something
should
else.
be not that.
No, okay. Oh, no.
Maybe
Oh, I
from
got you.
my Brandon and my product
Oh,
developers, thing like a Google Calendar or something.
okay, I got it. Yeah, 28th. I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. And you can just RSVP to that. We'll see if the other two do, but like I said, it's just more so that their little the recorders can jump in, and they
Okay.
might be interested in that watching it with us in real time. But I'm gonna just I don't know. Let's just see how busy they are.
Yeah, I know Tim wanted to sit in today, but I couldn't. I just figured it'd be quicker to just be here for a few minutes.
Yeah, I
So,
was kind of
but
surprised that he wasn't in the meeting.
well,
So,
I was supposed to put it on his calendar, I think, and I didn't do it. So
gotcha.
yeah, I'll have to
Well, let's
call him
send
and
him the
remind.
recording, and it'll be the same.
Okay,
Yep.
so great.
And then, yeah. Do you have any other questions? Oh, and then one more thing. I'm gonna send you. Let me send you this email right now.
Okay,
Here. It's gonna explain how to best prepare for our meeting. Basically, it's
okay,
gonna say, have Zoom set up like you do.
okay,
Make sure you're in a room with no distractions, no phone calls, everything's planned. Have a piece of scratch paper that,
okay,
and a pencil so you can jot down any design ideas and hold it in front of the camera if we need to share an idea.
okay,
Have a tape measure or some way for dimensions, so you'll lose track of size very quickly. In the software, there's no visual size references. Um, And that's pretty much the rundown of what it's going to be in there. There is a link to purchase some calipers, but for your project, I don't think it really comes into play.
Okay, so I got
Just a tape
a,
measure, probably any tape measure would be useful.
okay. Well, I got March 15th, 3 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. That's far March 15th. That's oh, maybe that's for your time or something. I don't know what that is.
I don't, March 15.
I got yeah, it's
That's
from you.
today.
It's, yeah, that was
It's our meeting now, I think.
oh, okay, maybe that's what's going on. Okay, I haven't got the new one yet. Okay,
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bummer.
that no, that's okay though. It just
I'll
popped
fix
up.
that in
So
just a second here. I'll fix that in a
okay.
second. Email. I'm actually gonna read. I'm actually sending you a. Nope, that's not the right email.
I'm so bad with this stuff. I don't.
The recording has stopped.
Oh,
It's
said
not a problem at all. I'm trying to get you all taken care of here. Let's see.
it said something said recording stuff. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
too worried about it.
Okay.
So let's see. We got. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I saved you for the. Oh, that's right. We did schedule about 2 weeks. Okay, so got you for Thursday the 28th. Let's see. It's gonna be 10 a.m.
The
PST.
28th, right? Yeah. Right.
Thursday the
Oh, the
28th.
29th. Oh, 28th Thursday. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna share this link with you as well. Actually, I want to share this with Tim as well, so you can see all this.
Yeah, you can show it, Tim, everything that is regards to this whole thing, and I'm not. It's fine.
All right, and I'm gonna just put. All right. All right, I just scheduled that with you,
Okay.
and you should be getting. You should have got that second email now.
Okay. Let me. Let's see. Okay, it hasn't. Oh, here. Wait, on the very top, Rapid Pro Zoom speaker. Let's see.
Sounds like it. Yeah, rapid prototype.
A checklist. Oh, the checklist. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Perfect. So yeah, the link's in there too, so you can just use that, and you can just use that link, and yeah, I'll see you then. If you have any
Yeah.
questions, feel free to reach out to that number at the bottom of the email, and we'll respond
Okay.
to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hopefully I'll get it. I'll let you know if I can't get something you need or something or whatever.
Yeah, how did you make this here? What software is that?
It's in Blender.
Oh, nice.
Have you? Yeah. Yeah. It took about 5 minutes. But I'm not.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I can do animations with it too if you needed something like that. But it's pretty in detail. I'm not quite that good.
No,
I can
that's
do it, but
awesome. That's a lot more than 90% of my clients come to me with. So
oh, okay. Yeah,
normally
well, I'll
it's
try to.
some pictures that they've taken of something and they draw on what they want me to change, or they've hand sketched something that I
Okay.
can't make up at all.
Yeah, like I said, this is in my mind. This isn't really quite what I was thinking of, but it was what I thought of to put down. I don't know, but anyway.
All right. Well, hey, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great one.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll talk to you then.